So there's a couple of risks involved when you're starting from scratch. The first one is something we know as second version syndrome. This is where you automatically assume that your second version will be better than the first one because you have all that pre-existing knowledge. Often this is a mistake though, because developers might not make the same mistakes, but they will make new mistakes, and this is completely normal because you're working with new technologies, you're working with a new architecture. They still have to figure all this stuff out. Secondly, the fact that you're working on a different version or a second version doesn't necessarily mean you can remove the old version. So you have to maintain two of those systems, which obviously also has a certain cost to it because you have to make sure that there's enough people to work on both. You might have to hire new people, you might have to hire people working with those technologies. On an infrastructure level, you have to maintain both of the systems as well, which is a big cost as well. And also there's an impact on morale when you're doing these two versions. You'll probably have to keep your old system running, and you might have to dedicate people to fixing bugs or looking to new things for that old platform. And they might not enjoy working on that platform, so they're not very motivated to work on something that's old, while most of the team is working on something new. Some other risks are scope creep. So you might think, yeah, because we're doing a new version, we can add all of these different things, which expands the scope of your product and makes it take longer, of course. Another risk is that customers might not want to change. Like customers might have gotten used to their workflow, and completely revamping or doing a new system is too radical of a change for them. There's also the fact that if you spend a year working on a new system, that your old system might not be maintained anymore, or it might get out of date with competitors, and customers might switch to one of your competitors because you're not updating your existing software. And obviously when it comes to releasing as well, there's a very big risk, because what you often see is when people build a second version is that there's this big bang release that they're working towards, like this certain deadline where they want to release the new version to all their customers. But doing this also involves a lot of heavy data migrations. You have to make sure that the old system's data is compatible with the new one. And very often what you see is that those things go wrong. They really go up with a bang, but not in a good way.